Hey everyone, so first I want to talk about where you'll be keeping all this data. I'm a big advocate of keeping clean data and making sure you're organized, and I think as you dive in, you'll find it more and more complicated to keep track of everything. I know a lot of playlisters kind of create these relationships and then just remember who they are, but I like to keep an extensive database, and I think you should too. So just to go over real quick, my Excel spreadsheet format that I like to use, to which I like to put it in the Google Drive program. I think it's much easier to kind of switch between like Chartmetric and the Excel spreadsheet if it's actually in a browser versus Excel. So first, let me just go over all of the columns that I keep. Keyword, and we'll get more into this later, but keyword is essentially the words I use to research certain playlists. So in this particular case, I found this playlist because I use the keyword rap. So I want to keep it there so I understand where that playlist came from. I'm about 2,000 playlists into my database, and it's super helpful to quickly search certain keywords to see if I've already researched them. The next is playlist name, obviously self-explanatory, playlist URL, the genre, which by the way, a lot of genres per playlist can be a little vague. So sometimes it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is because it might be more of a variety playlist. So I'll leave it up to your discretion, but I think the more vague you are, the better. Followers, of course, the curator, and the curator's contact. Now, I have curator's Facebook, but ultimately you might want to just end up putting contact because you might end up finding Instagram accounts, Twitters, email addresses. There's a lot of different ways to contact these people. I like to add a comment section. A lot of the times what happens is, somebody will hit me back and be like, hey, I don't really want you to pitch me at all, and I'll make sure to make a comment to that. Or if they prefer certain types of the genre, if they like a certain type of rap, I'll put that in there. I like to put the date pitched as well, like today's the 26th if I pitch today. That way I can kind of keep track of the last time I communicated with them. And then finally the actual song. I think once you really dive in and you try to figure out who all you've pitched, it's easier to kind of keep track of if you have the song in there. So if, you're Slim Shady and you're doing your new song and then 6 months later you're doing another one, you can duplicate this Excel spreadsheet and then add a different song in there, get rid of the pitches, and sort of start fresh. So that pretty much sums it up. Super simple. I'm going to put this somewhere on my website in the course description that you can download this. So if you don't feel like creating your own, you're welcome to just use mine.